Let's talk about what he's already done. MVP. 7 All-Star selections. 2 scoring titles. Olympic gold. Statistical seasons that put him in the same conversation as Wilt, as Kareem, as Shaq. Numbers that, in isolation, describe an inner circle Hall of Famer whose bust is already being sculpted. Now let's talk about what he hasn't done. A conference finals appearance? Not one. A finals appearance? Never. A ring? Not close. In more than a decade in the league, he has never advanced past the second round. That's the sentence that ends every conversation about his legacy. The most physically dominant center of his era. Nothing to show for it in the postseason. And in a league that grades everything on rings, that hole in the resume gets louder every year he plays. This summer changed the frame. For the first time in his career, he isn't fighting for availability. He isn't rehabbing. He isn't asking his body to hold up long enough to matter. He's already there, which means the body transformation isn't for another 82-game grind. It isn't for a scoring title he already has twice. It's for a run, a real one, the kind you only get a handful of shots at. And here's the shift in role that matters most. He doesn't have to prove he's the best player anymore. He's done that. Everyone knows. What he has to prove now is that he's the right player. The one who does the ugly work, the screens, the defensive rotations, the 15-foot post touches that reset the possession, that lets a stacked roster win in June. History is full of players who needed to have less asked of them to finally win. The greatest bigs of every era followed the same arc. Reduce the load, sharpen the roll, chase the ring. It's not a demotion. It's the last step before the trophy. And the city knows it. 43 years. That's how long this fan base has waited for a title. 2 full generations of season ticket holders who've never seen a banner go up. And then earlier this summer, they watched their biggest rival's title window slam shut. And then went out and stole that rival's best player. In free agency, they added a 4-time champion on a minimum. A star point guard already in the building. A high upside young wing, coming off a promising rookie year. This is a city that is one healthy Joel Embiid away from believing again. And this summer, they got one. Here's the verdict. You can scheme against athleticism. You can scheme against a scoring guard. You can even scheme against a Hall of Fame wing entering his final act. You cannot scheme against a 7-foot MVP who no longer has to do it alone. The version of him that shows up in October isn't the one the league spent 2 years writing off. The roster around him isn't the one that got swept in the spring. The workload isn't the one that broke his body. The stakes aren't the ones he's been playing for his whole career. Everything about this situation is different. That's the whole point. And that's the truth nobody's ready for. 19 games, 38 games, 96 total across 3 years. A healthy summer for the first time in memory. A body the whole league is talking about. A 4-time champion beside him. A finals MVP on the wing. A 43-year drought staring down a roster built to end it. The league had already written the ending. He just tore the page out. The ghost is gone. What shows up in October is a healthy, motivated version of the most dominant big of his era. On the deepest roster of his career, with one thing left to chase.